Welcome back to Arcanum, where this guy is really worried about who I work for. So, let's tell him I'm working for who he thinks I'm working for. Says nothing for a moment, his eyes darting from side to side, looking for an escape route, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's an interesting response. Because he gives the same response if I say, yes, I am. But now I have an option to say I'm working for the Panari? What? No, I'm working for the Panari? He relaxes a bit. What do you want? Oh, so that's just a de-escalation. Okay. Yes, I am. Exactly. If this is to be my fate, so be it. I may not be much of a warrior, but I will fight you to my dying breath. It's merely jesting with you. I'm not here to kill you, sir. He glares at you for a moment, but he's visibly relieved. That is not funny. What do you want if you are not here to kill me? Christ, there's just a whole bunch of dialogue trees that all loop back unless you are willing to kill him. What am I missing here?
Hey! I don't understand why we're attacking such a decent guy. I won't do this for much longer.
Okay, let's look up who this dope is. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a quest I found out about that I've been putting off because it's kind of wild. Turns out this is part of it. So should I do it now? No, I'm not going to do it now. I'll come back to this guy. If I don't come back to this guy in a couple of episodes, well, leave me a message when you watch this. And I will try and remember to come back to him. Okay. Oh, cool. All the sound effects are gone. That's okay. This is the museum. Okay. So I think we've now hit pretty much every location aside from the temple and the castle. Well, and of course the graveyard, but... You know what? Let's go check out the temple first. Something tells me that they may be open in the middle of the night. Let's take a peek in the graveyard before we go in, but...
Excuse me, I'll just be a moment.
Now that's an interesting... Virgil left the party. Huh. Well, this is a whole bunch of things at once that I did not anticipate. For one... There's a building here that I assume this is the caretaker's residence. Although, trying to get in there is a whole other question. I assume this is probably the caretaker. What is it? Greetings, dwarf. May I ask who you are? I am Bingham Schulfest, the gravekeeper for this cemetery. How can I help you? Bingham Schulfest? That doesn't sound like a dwarven name. It's not. You see, I grew up in Caledon, and although I do have a true dwarven name, my family doesn't care at all for ancient dwarven history. We're city dwarves and proud of it. It's a new world, and most dwarves around here like it that way. Of course, this is my neighbor. Of course, there is my neighbor's boy. Oh, what was his name? Malcolm Schulfest, I think it was. Always making up things about his ancient clan and whatnot. Hey, hold on a minute. There he is. Nice. What is it, Bingham? There he is, Malcolm. He points at Magnus. We haven't seen you for 50 years. Where have you been off to? Your father was getting worried. You're only 150 years old, you know. You're talking about him? You point to Magnus. Yes, that's him, all right. So good to see you, Malcolm. Where were you off? Where were you off on another one of those crazy quests to find your lost clan? Bingham winks at you. Little Malcolm, what an imagination. Could you wait a minute, Bingham? Magnus?
Let's humor this old fool for a while. He might be able to help us, and if playing along with his delusions helps our cause, I'm willing to do so.
Of course, but you don't know this dwarf.
This city dwarf? Of course not. I am a dwarf of the old tradition.
You're the shittiest
I care
liar,
little for
dude.
these dwarves who forget their history and their heritage.
By the way, tonight and for this week's episodes, I have been drinking. I have no idea. The bottle's over there. Panalonico. Panalonco Cabernet Sauvignon 2017. It's another Chilean wine. Pretty cheap. I'm not super thrilled with it. It's when I first opened it, it was like honestly like soapy and very yeast, like heavy yeast nose. Pretty unpleasant. It's mellowed out, but it's still rather like sharp and acidic, fruity. I probably wouldn't buy it again, but it mellowed a little. Anyway, right, but he does seem to know who you are.
What? You must be joking. Look at him. He's grown soft. And his beard. I'd go so far as to say he probably trims it.
You're probably right, Malcolm.
Don't take the farce too far.
Just staying in character. Bingham, might I ask you a few questions? Please do. What can you tell me about this graveyard? Not much to tell, friend. Just the place where Caledon brings her dead. I've been working here for 80 years, and I've seen a lot of bodies come and go. The stories I could tell. I'm sure. Could I ask a few more questions? Looking for the Misk Estate. Misk Estate? It's just south of here, down the road a ways. It's a fairly large house, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. Okay, I guess that's it. Boy, that was a pretty half-baked interaction. I was genuinely kind of excited for whatever that was about to be, and then it just sort of petered out. What a shame. Well, let's look in this freshly filled grave. Did I... God damn it. I finally made Sog put away that shovel. And now here we are. Can I magic the contents? No. Okay, well.
Please, just give me a moment.
Are you stuck here? I mean, he's not part of the party.
Please, just give me a moment.
Okay, how many moments do you need, dude? Where are you going now? The headstone says Lawrence Brummond, 1860 to 1884.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had something to do here. I'm ready to go when you are.
Virgil, what are you doing here? Whose grave is this?
Nothing. This is someone I used to know. Many years ago. I just thought I should stop by and pay my respects.
Lawrence Brummond. Was he a friend of yours?
Lawrence was my friend. We grew up together. In Tarrant, actually. Our families moved to Caledon when we were older. He died in an accident. Terrible accident.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. Please, let's just be on our way.
Fine, let's go.
I'm sorry, well, forget it.
Why don't you just tell me, Virgil?
Perhaps another time.
Well, that was another interesting little interlude. More substantial than the one with Magnus, so I'm appreciative of that. I hope that pans out, that we get to see the rest of that. Because that sounds like it could actually be kind of interesting. Okay, so it looks like we can get through the sewer grate, again, if we so choose. But for the moment, we're going to go into the temple proper and talk to some folks. This thick tome looks ancient. The pages are of worn parchment, with gold-leafed illustrations and illuminated letters. The cover says, Arcanum. How many pages have we got? Okay. And Nasrudin's great and powerful father was born in the elven forests of old, of this world but not of it. Body of flesh, but spirit and wisdom of the gods. Eyes that saw beyond his years, dreams born of another age. And when he saw the time was right, he gathered about him an elven council, a group of wise and benevolent beings who saw the world as he did. For Nasrudin saw all beings made equal, and gathered those about him who loved all the races as their own, dwarf and elf, human and gnome, halfling and orc, all were beautiful to him. And he watched over them all, as if they were his own children. In the Elven Council, they protected Arcanum from evils which infested it, and many were sent to the Void, banished from this place for their crimes. Mighty Gorgoth, whose hunger was only satiated but by the emptiness of the Void. Krakatur, whose heart was dark and fearful, but whose fury was only quenched in the blackness of the Void. The Bane of Kree, whose bloodlust was limitless and could only be contained in the endlessness of the Void. And Kurgan the Terrible, betrayer of the Elven Council, whose dark magics were an abomination and could only be forgotten in the blankness of the Void. And the land was peaceful until the coming of Aranax. So came Aranax, who wanted the world for himself, and all of its races as slaves. And he brought war against Nasrudin and the Council. And they faced Aranax the Black Spire, and they were at the Black Spire, and there was a clashing of armies, and much life was lost. And there was a great battle between Aranax and Nasrudin, battle to end all battles. And great Nasrudin banished Aranax to the Void, and saved the world from darkness and pain. But so great was this battle that Nasrudin himself was mortally wounded, and so great Nasrudin traveled to the southernmost tip of the land, and there lay himself to rest. But he watches over us still, awaiting the time when the evil shall return, and he shall come again, and he shall be strange to us, and some will not know his face, and his spirit shall be reborn on wings of fire and hills shrouded in fog, and there he shall fight the final battle with the evil one. May your spirit walk always in the peace of Nasrudin. Yikes, that was written like shit. Somebody should be very embarrassed. Like, the Bible is written really poorly. Like, well, it's gone through a lot of translations, so, you know. syntactically it was never going to be good. But I think that was pretty much the structure and tone they were trying to ape there. And yikes, it's real poor. Real poor, guys. That was basically one run-on sentence. Oh, Lord. Too many people. Okay, let us save. Talk to the Panari Acolyte. Greetings. In the name of Nazruddin, welcome to the first Panari Temple here in Caledon. How might I be of service? Hello, and who might you be? I am an acolyte in the Panari Church, studying to become an elder one day. Right now, I am here watching over the temple while the first acolyte Alexander is away. Jesus, guys, could you lay off the chainmail and boots all the time? Where's the first acolyte? It's not for someone as lowly as I to know where the first acolyte spends his time. I am not to question, only to serve the church in the best way that I can. I'm sure he'll be back soon. Alexander never leaves us alone for long. You see admiration in the boy's eyes. I see. Can you tell me anything about the temple? I'm afraid I'm the wrong person to ask. Feel free to look around, but I'd recommend returning later when Alexander is here. He'll be glad to answer any questions you might have. May the spirit of Nazruddin be with you. Do you have anything else to... Anything else to say, really? Nothing. Can I get through either these? Both these doors are immediately labeled as magically locked. So am I supposed to come back later? Was I supposed to break in like I did a few episodes back? I don't suppose the unlocking cantrip works on these, does it? No. Okay, curious. Unless they literally mean, like, wait until morning. Which would make me feel pretty silly. Let's wait until morning and see what happens. Oh, come on. Fine. Fine, game, whatever you say. I'll just sleep on the stairs. How about now? Same acolyte. Oh my god. Let's talk to the guard at least. I don't suppose you have anything to say? Nope. Pretty weird. Pretty weird. What was the state of that quest again? Jacob Benz, Ogden. Not here. So I have no actual quest to figure out what happened to Joaquin. May warrant further investigation. Will you ever return there? That's an interestingly specific phrase. Where is that entry? Where were we when we got that update? God, I'm losing my mind with the fucking footfalls. Need to get out of here. The ancient text given to me by Joachim is about the Malokian hand. The reason behind the separation from the Darien Ka seems to be something that was discovered about Kurgan, who was the first of the dark necromancers and whose death was the reason behind the formation of the Order of the Dead. Is that it? I guess so. Well, let's get out of here before I actually lose my mind with the sound effects. Okay. This looked like just plain grass, so if it's not, maybe I should browse around. Also, for some reason, I have a world map available to me here. Okay, seemingly nothing of note, so I guess we'll go over to the castle. There are more, I think that's just a path around.
Yes, sir.
No, fuck off. I was never talking to you. What's up, elite guard? Greetings, citizen. Okay, I guess I can just go in then. A lot of unsecured castles in Arcanum. Or inadequately secured castles. What's with this dude in the suit pacing? It's a pleasure. Might ask who you are, sir. I am Prince August Farad, heir to the throne of Ireland. Please forgive me, but you've caught me in the midst of preparations. Oh, yikes. This is my only... Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that's... It seems a little hasty to just throw it at him immediately upon meeting him, but I guess that's what we're gonna do. Yes, of course, the outsider. What brings you back to Ireland? As usual, I'm very busy preparing for things. Found an amulet you gave to Princess Arya of Cumbria. Dear God, speak up, man. Is she in trouble? Where is she? Her ship crashed off Razor's Point. She's dead. No, not my dear Arya. Alas, I am to blame. I sent an incompetent sea captain. I am lost. If only I had something to remember her by. Please accept this, her amulet. I share your grief. Good sir, please accept my deepest thanks as well as this insignificant sum. You never know what this means. You'll never know what this means to me. Well, I'd like that it didn't tell me what I got. That was very... I mean, I guess if I was more immersed... It's like... There's no way to win this, because if I was more immersed, that would probably be an immersive interaction. But instead it's just like, I picked up this item, I guess you can have it. Let me double check that. Caledon Palace. If you give him Arya's amulet, he'll reward you with 1,000 gold. That's literally all the notes. Huh. Okay, well, whatever. Keep it. Otherwise, it'll just sit in my inventory and I won't do anything with it. What the fuck was in this big box? Or do I even want to know? What happens if I try and open this? Unpickable? Maybe these are all unpickable until I try and break out the, master locksmith. Well... Okay, good. For once... Okay, that looks like an encounter. So, maybe we'll go upstairs first. That guardrail is wholly inadequate. Wait, what? How was I to know I wasn't supposed to be up here? Shit, when was my last... Okay, good. Okay, well... Guess we're not going that way. Oh my god. Let's see what's here. Can I go in? Guess so. You know what? I feel like this calls for my good suit. Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy. You're not supposed to be here, sir. Please leave the throne room immediately. Really? Not supposed to be here at all, huh? Where's the king? What do you mean I can't just stroll in here and start talking to fuckers? Show me where in the rules it says I can't do that. Well, okay then. I don't know why I talked to him. I didn't intend to. Well, that was kind of a whole bunch of nothing. So that's cool. Huh. So, what do I do now? Shit. Well, I guess we'll go deal with Misk. But I think we'll do that next time on Arcanum.